Hi, this is JoJo with Dark City Interviews.
Hi Jojo.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Are you ready for the interview or did I interrupt anything?
Sorry, say it again.
Yeah, are you ready for the interview or did I interrupt anything?
No, definitely. I'm ready for the interview. Yes.
Cool. So I've been listening to your new remix album. I'm really impressed. I normally listen to like metal, but I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, I like metal as well, actually. So, I mean, a lot of the times there's like there's a bridge between um, the energy of rock and metal with the energy of trance. Or I've always seen it that way, anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I wasn't really sure how I would react to the album, but I really liked it. It was really weird not having, lyrics and heaviness, but in its own way, it is kind of heavy.
Yeah. You just need the big PA.
So what can you tell me, like for people like me that, have just heard the album, just kind of discovered Juno Reactor, what should we know?
Oh, I don't know. It seems like it's been going for such a long time, but it's hard to really sort of sum it up in a really quick answer, really. But I mean, Juno Reactor was born out of I was got bored of like the way bands are set up, where you always have the same people. So I wanted to start a collaboration project and just keep it free and flowing. And so I kicked it off pretty much with working with artists and installation artists and filmmakers and all this sort of stuff. And it was all meant to be the big Juno Reactor, sort of idea. But then the music was easier to finance, and we hit a time with the music scene where it was very progressive mentally. There wasn't any style associated to what we did, but it was all about making music to dance to and for specific parties, and it's pretty much how it was born. But the way I write, I think, is very cinematic and art.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got like this big feeling to your tracks. Like it's not like something you can chill and listen to. It's something that makes you want to accomplish things or to do things.
Maybe. I mean, I like writing stories in my tracks, and rather than just sort of throw your hands up in the air and dance.
Right. And I really like that because it's like a deep personal kind of music which you really wouldn't expect. Well, at least I didn't.
Really? Okay. Have you heard the original album as well as the remix album?
I have heard portions of the original and all of the remixes. Once I listen to the remixes, I've decided to start going back through some of your older stuff, but I haven't quite made it yet.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you do like the metal thing, and there's a connection there because there is very much a connection for me with metal and my sort of sense of what is electronic music for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they sound like opposites, but they're really not. They both have the same sort of heaviness and feelings, and you can tell that your music is very personal for you, even without necessarily there being a lot of lyrics.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, what keeps you inspired to keep making music? Because I see that, Juno Reactor is over 20 years as a band, quite a bit longer. So, what kind of keeps you going?
I don't know. My breathing keeps me going. And I mean, I love making music and I love writing, and it's maybe there'll come a day where I just go, oh God, I can't do it anymore, and but no, I really love it. There's nothing that beats the feeling of when you've written a track and you know it's good, and I like working with people. I like discovering people through music, whether it's like singers. Like I met this guy in India, and he was like this amazing singer. And I thought, well, I'm never going to sort of get him in a studio because I'm more likely to never see him again. So I asked him to sing me a song, and he sang this amazing song that went on for like about 10 minutes. I thought, hurry up, and I've got enough now, but it just sounded amazing. So I got it back to the hotel, and it was all in like one key. And so I'd already been writing this track called Invisible, and I put it in there, and it works fantastic. So I like those sort of magical moments. I mean, the only trouble is they don't happen enough, you know. And but I like meeting people through music. I mean, I just come back from Macedonia, and again, I met tons of great people and found out loads of things about Macedonia I didn't know at all. So, it's a great way of living, actually.
Very cool. Yeah, I know that you travel a lot because when we were trying to schedule this, I know that you had been in like 3 different countries in the last week or two.
I know it's busy. It's been busy actually lately. It's really got a lot busier. And then I go off to China on Thursday. I'm playing on the Great Wall there, which should be a laugh.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, I think that's a really big. I've never been to China, and it's always seemed such a faraway place. So to actually be going is I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, just for you and everybody involved.
Yeah.
So with the Golden Sun as well as the Golden Sun remix, was there any particular track that stood out as a favorite or something that you worked really hard on or anything?
Of the remixes, well, I think the ones that my two favorite, actually, I keep adding on this, but I love Zombie. Zombie Kill, is just such a fun track to play. And Guillotine, I love because it's got the rock vibe. And I really like Shine. I think that's really very nice track.
Absolutely. And that's a hard question because it's a really good album. I solidly loved everything.
That's nice.
Yeah. So can you tell me kind of about your album art because I've been really curious. It's very interesting.
Well, for the Golden Sun of the Great East, I don't know if you've got that one, but you've more likely got the remix one, which is essentially a montage of what we put on the original album. And at the center of it is the Juno Reactor cross, which is like a pagan symbol of Juno Luciana, who is like the goddess of celestial light. And the idea of Juno Reactor is that it's like all of the goddesses were called Juno something, so the beginning was meaning one, Juno Luciana, Juno Regina. So it's like a sort of Juno Reactor is like a powerhouse of the ancient matriarchal system. Uh, that's going all the way back to where it comes from. So that cross is like the original pagan symbol.
Very cool. And then you've got like the cherubs with what appears to be guns surrounding
Machine
it.
guns, yeah. Christianity, Muslims, everything. There's quite a sort of. I mean, there's the original one has like Mary Magdalene with a gas mask on holding baby Jesus, who's also got a gas mask on. And it's a bit like saying, in this day and age, you need to breathe clean air, with everything that's going on in the world, the destruction of environmental things, our politics, the way we treat the world. We really have to filter our world very carefully to survive.
Right. That's really cool. I definitely am going to check out the original album and its artwork later this evening for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw that and I was like, what is this? This is so cool.
Yeah, well, my brother does all the artwork, and he came up with the the cherubs with machine guns, and I felt it was quite apt with what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's perfect. Especially listening to the album, it makes sense.
Yeah, nice.
So with the music that you write, is there, which I know it encompasses a lot of different themes, But is there any one particular message that you like to spread?
I like celebration of life in itself, but I don't know if I spread that. I really like the original track to Final Frontier is very much about, the idea that the final frontier is hope. That the last thing, we have in our reserve bank is this, whether it's blind hope or it's like a hope, but that was my final frontier. And I don't know if that's necessarily celebratory, but every track is different, so I'm not really trying to say any one particular thing. But a lot of the time it might have been humorous or tongue-in-cheek, but there's very much a positive energy to what I like to write about, even though it might be dark and sad, mysterious. And I like reading, and so reading stories. So there was this girl who was murdered, a young girl, French student, who was murdered in England, and her father came over to collect the body, and he wanted to go to the place where she had been killed. And on the tree where she then found her, he wrote Jardin de Cécile, which is just like the Garden of Cécile. And I thought that was amazing, I thought it really blew up in my head. And so I wanted to create the garden, this sort of surreal ether world of dreams and wishes. And so that's like a track called Jardin de Cécile. So there's a lot of stories behind what I write about, and sometimes people know them, sometimes they don't. And it's through being a frustrated, I wish I was a filmmaker really, but I'm not. So I sort of create films in my music, and where there aren't any words, or there might be a simple word repeated, it is there to sort of create a filmic effect in my brain.
Yeah, that's what I like about your music though, because you obviously have a story and an intention behind it, but at the same time, without lyrics or without many lyrics, it's open to interpretation as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing some songs and stuff, but I could never write lyrics. All my I have tried in the past, and I wouldn't really give them to my dog. But so yeah, I would love to do more and more vocal tracks, but I need the right person to work with if I was to do it.
Right.
And it wouldn't be Juno Reactor. A lot of the people who like Juno Reactor don't really like the more wordy things.
Yeah, but it surprised me because I thought it would be okay, but I never thought that I would actually like fall in love with it and want to listen to more because it's really powerful.
Oh, nice, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely going to check out some more. I think so far my favorite, which seems to be kind of one of your more popular tracks, is God is God.
Yeah,
I just really
yeah,
like the feel of that one.
yeah. It's a lovely track, and it was funny when that was written. There really wasn't this massive global religious killing going on, and it all seems to have accelerated from that point. Um, but yeah, I like the video to that as well. Did you ever see the video to that?
I did not know there was one. I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, I got I wanted to make a video for it, and I was speaking to this woman. I said I really want it to be like this film I saw, and I can't remember who it was by or anything. And she said, well, maybe why don't you just license that film, find out whatever it was, and license it. So within 2 days, I found the Armenian Minister of Culture living in Paris, who had like a copy of this film, which is called The Color of Pomegranates. And the guy who made it was in prison for like 4.5 years for making it in Russia. And it's the most amazing, surreal film. But anyway, I got it, I edited it up and put it out. In those days, it wasn't really internet, it was just sort of, TV and stuff. And then I had Tommy Mottola ringing me up, who was wanting me to direct Maria Carey's videos because she loved the video so much.
Wow.
And
Very cool.
and I turned it down like an idiot. I didn't really want to do it because I knew I couldn't do what Brad Janoff did. And then 2 years ago, uh, the Alestok Film Festival in Poland asked me to rewrite the whole score to The Colour of Pomegranates. And that's been a really fantastic working with that film over, maybe 20 years since I started doing it. I'm in 97, and then 2 years ago doing the whole film. And that's really worth looking at, The Colour of Pomegranates, because it's one of the most amazingly surreal films you might see.
Yeah, it sounds fascinating, especially to be tied with that track. It's definitely something to be looked into. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. It's a very, very beautiful film in many ways.
Very cool.
Mysterious.
Yeah, it's definitely obvious, even just like looking at your bio or listening to your music, that you've accomplished a lot as a person, as a musician, and that it just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
I don't know. I mean, it's you don't really. I don't really feel like it's a bag around. I mean, the only trouble I feel it is when I'm having to write new tracks, and I'm thinking, oh Christ, it better be better than this. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the last thing I always like to ask during my interviews, is there anything you would like to say to fans of Juno Reactor or people perhaps like me who had never listened to you before?
Um, I don't know really. I'd say, you're welcome to the world of Juno Reactor, and it's like quite a big global family, and anyone is welcome.
I like that very much. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to sit and talk with us. It was definitely fascinating.
No, thank you, JoJo.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.